Welcome back. We are outside. It's actually a beautiful morning out here. A little chilly, but going to be a great day. And we're talking about a really important topic for parents, for anyone who's about to be a parent. Hopefully, Greg Dutra is DVRing this segment. We've got Erin here from the group Moms of Multiples. Good to have you.
Thank you so much.
We're talking about car seats.
Yes.
And car seat safety, installation, all that stuff. It's something you know nothing about before you have a kid.
Right.
And you now have 4 kids.
I do.
And so you're kind of an expert, like a lot of us have had to become. The first thing is understanding the different options.
Right. So the first thing you have to do, we have to choose the right car seat.
Right.
If you don't choose the right seat, you can't do anything else correctly.
And there are a lot of options, and once you get to a certain age, you kind of have to decide when to move up, when to change.
Exactly. And that's probably the biggest mistake parents make, is moving to the next stage too quickly. So what we have in here, you can see my youngest is 22 months, and he's still in a rear-facing convertible seat.
Right.
And then my 3.5-year-old, while she could be in a forward-facing seat, we've chosen to keep her in a rear-facing position because she's much safer that way. And then my 2 7-year-olds in the back are showing a high back booster as well as a backless booster. Both are appropriate for a 7-year-old who can sit still the majority of the time.
And that's the thing, is a lot of these guidelines have changed really over just the past 5 or 10 years.
You know, we're constantly looking at new data and trying to follow what we know to be best practice.
Right.
And that's what child passenger safety technicians are doing, is we're teaching parents not just how to follow the law, but how to best protect their children.
You've got a couple of car seats over here. I mean, this is very typical, just going home from the hospital,
right. So
the carrier.
This is what you're going to see typically. Most parents are going to choose this for their first car seat. This is a rear-facing only car seat. You can tell it's got the handle, the carry handle, the base stays in the vehicle. And then they would move on in that we want to stay in that rear-facing position
Right.
until at least 2. But the thing is kids aren't going to make it to 2 in this seat. Maybe a couple of them might, but most kids are going to need that next stage seat that you
Right.
saw my 22-month-old in, because we need them in that rear-facing position until they're at least 2,
Right.
preferably longer. As you can see, 3.5, she's perfectly comfortable still in that rear-facing
A lot
seat.
of it depends on the kid, depends on the seat that you go with, and then
Right.
this would be one of those larger seats.
Right, so then this would be sort of in between what you saw there, my 2 youngest rear-facing. This would be appropriate for a child that's forward-facing but still in a 5-point harness. We want them in that 5-point harness until they're at least 5 to 6 years old.
Right.
And then we can transition them into that high back booster, eventually low back booster. And then we want them in a booster seat, not until just the legal minimum of 8, but until the vehicle seatbelt properly fits the child.
That's the thing, and there's the age doesn't really matter, because
Right.
every kid weighs different amounts, every kid is a different height, and the height and the weight, that's really what matters. And it's all about that seatbelt crossing them at the right point, right?
Exactly. When we get out of a booster seat, we need to make sure that the adult vehicle seatbelt properly fits them. Typically, we're not seeing that until between 10 and 12 years old.
Moms of Multiples, great group. You guys, of course, a support group for moms who have twins. You have
Exactly.
twins there. And you guys have a big event coming up.
We have a big event tomorrow, Douglas County Fairgrounds, from 9 to 1. We're going to be doing free car seat inspections. We've got a huge team, the biggest team we've had. We're hoping to check more seats than we've ever done in the past. So 9 to 1 at Douglas County Fairgrounds.
Well, because that's the thing, is like a lot of us think, I think it's installed properly.
Mm-hmm.
It is installed properly, right?
Over 90% are not installed properly.
What's the biggest mistake that people make?
The biggest mistake people make, like I said, is not choosing the right seats.
Right.
And then beyond that, once you've chosen the right seat, there's still tons of ways to misuse a seat.
Totally.
Angle on an infant seat, not using the tether on a forward-facing
Right.
seat, using latch when the child's over the weight limit. There are just so many things. Read the manual,
Yep.
the car seat manual,
Stop by
and the
for you
vehicle
guys.
manual.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good to have you.
Thank you very
9 to
much.
1. Doesn't hurt to get it checked out, because you get the thumbs up, then you have a little bit of assurance knowing now. Let's get out to Christine now. She is watching the weather. Again, Christina, nice morning, kind of chilly, but the sun's out. It's great.